Yeah. Cash, man. People really are addicted to that stuff. And I don't understand. Like, Jay-Z is coming out with his own streaming service now, where he's like, finally, we're going to put the power back into people's hands. We're going to, it's $9.95 for CD quality music. And $20 a month, you get unlimited music videos. And it's like, Jay-Z, you son of a bitch. Do you have any integrity? The fact that Jay-Z now is starting another music streaming service to compete with Spotify and all the fucking other 100 places you could get music now is sickening. Here's a man who has over $50 million that he owns, yet he just can't get past the fact that he's still not making enough. So I'm going to, instead of opening up a streaming service that's cheaper than Spotify, he comes out with one that's more expensive, as if we have more money that we could just give away monthly so that we could hear your tunes. Jay-Z, you fucking made it. You got enough money for 100 more lifetimes. Give away your fucking music from here on out. Enough. It's like a terrible, terrible, terrible way to do things. I'm not saying that there should be socialism. What I'm saying is if you're going to use advertising to convince us that we need stuff, like your music and all this bullshit, and you know how many of your fucking people like can't even afford to eat, like how many Jay-Z fans are living in the fucking ghetto that can't afford $20 a month? I know to Jay-Z, like, he's like, $20 a month, that's nothing. You know how many Barmy memberships get declined each month from you guys that are only $11 a month? So that's how bad things are out there. There are people who don't have $11 in their bank account. Jay-Z demands that you hear all his new music. And he also wants you to pay a giant premium for it to those who have no business spending money on shoes and clothing. And he puts a Rockaware logo on a fucking sweatshirt and charges $80 for it. It's like, you're a fucking problem. And I know people think, no, that's capitalism. Well, I guarantee that at the end of all space and time, when we write the final book, nobody is going to be applauding the works of capitalism as it is right now. At the end of the day of the big picture, whenever that may come, 1 billion years from now, nobody is going to look back and go, remember when they beat the record for selling most Coca-Cola? Remember when Coca-Cola made $1 billion? Nobody is going to be applauding that. They're going to go, remember how confused and off track humans were in 2015. That's what they're going to fucking say. Because once you've made $50 million, who are you? What are you doing? Why do you need more money? Why do you need to open up a service to compete with you're opening up a service that no one fucking needs. We've got Spotify. It's there. It works. But you want the money. The problem is you don't get Spotify's making money. You want the money. Okay. You have enough money. You have a money addiction, Jay-Z. And that, to me, is a psychotic fucking problem. To be this addicted to money that you don't have any free time. You're constantly just fucking collecting money. That's what you do as a human being. Your fucking history book is, well, I collected a ton of money. Sweet, man. Great way to spend your time. And I get it, like, that story doesn't apply to, hey, up until the point where you made $50 million. But when I see that when it gets to a point where it's like, you know, your target audience can't afford what you're forcing them to buy, you know, you're manipulating them into buying. Because you know how it works. They know how fucking marketing and advertising and how influential that is onto a 13-year-old black girl, especially, who has no fucking dad to tell her no. Yeah, they're fucking buying this shit. That's why all the people who live in urban environments, black people, they don't have parents. But they all have Beats headphones and fucking brand new sneakers and all that shit because that's the shit that Jay-Z makes them fucking buy. You know? It's just such a horrible... Again, fine, if you want to be an evil fucking dude, then be that. But Jay-Z and Beyonce pretend they're like ambassadors for humankind. Now, just admit, I'm addicted to money. I have a money addiction. So all this stuff is for money. That's what I'm here for. But they're being dishonest. They're pretending, oh, we're doing services for people. Oh, this is great. And they've totally come up with this bullshit. The record industry, it started with Taylor Swift. They're starting to feed this idea, this propaganda to the audience, saying we need to preserve the integrity of the art of music. So we need to charge for it. That's why Taylor Swift's not on Spotify and bullshit. You make plenty. And I'm saying this again. How about making a hit song doesn't mean you also have $100 million? How about that? How about that's just not the deal anymore? How about you make songs because you love music, and if you get paid for them, great. How about that, artist? That's what artists do. Artists don't fucking... You have to buy it or I don't... You know what I mean? Especially if I had $100 million in the bank, I promise you. And it'll never happen, so it'll never... But I promise you I wouldn't charge for any of this shit, ever. Why would I? It's just about sharing the ideas at that point. You need to get paid to keep it afloat and to live the way society is. You got to have money to do all this stuff. So yeah, that's what the money part is for. But we've gotten it twisted, you know, and when it's coming out of our pockets now, we can't afford to buy all the music we want. We can't. You're going to tell me, Capitol Records, how many albums are you popping out a year, and you want us to buy all of them? So again, I would have to spend about, $5,000 a year on music if I was buying all of it. It's not in anyone's budget, you know, so don't pretend. If it's art, art's free, you know, up to a certain point. And again, you charge a penny a song, Taylor Swift, and you're still a rich, wealthy woman doing better than the rest of the planet. Do you understand? This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you shouldn't be allowed to get rich. I'm talking about when you're complaining that you're not making as much money as you could, but you already own over 10 million of Earth's dollars, you're being a psychopath. See, but that's what happened. We don't know where to stop. And certainly the people don't want to pay for music. We've spoken. The people have spoken. We don't think your music, in general, is worth as much as you're selling it for. So that's why we're trying to figure out a way where we could get it for free. That's why we love Spotify. That's why we love stealing it. That's why you have so many people that don't commit crimes. You know, regular human beings that don't commit any other crimes that are on the law books. They're all stealing your albums and your movies, but they don't commit any other crimes in life. Why do you think so many people have turned criminal? This is obviously something we want the stuff for free. That's what we're saying to you. We value it a lot, but we also can't afford to pay a premium for all of it, you know? And they're double dipping. They'll come out with a single 2 months before the album drops, so all Taylor Swift fans buy the single for $129, and then they release 2 more singles, and then they release the full album. So they've charged them for some songs 3 times. And the amount of money is ridiculous. You're talking about digital items now. There's no overhead. It's a woman singing for a couple of hours in a fucking studio to generic fucking melodies we've heard a million times. This isn't somebody who sculpted the fucking, those heads, those presidential heads out of rock. We're talking about somebody who's walks into his studio with a Starbucks cup and they go, read this. And she needs $500 million at the cost of us. I mean, I would love to have that money, that extra money. I can't afford to buy all your music. I can't. You know, a new CD comes out every day. at $11.99 every day. I can only select. So let's say my budget is only to buy one CD a month, and that's all the music I get to listen to. That sucks. That's very little music. So let's see. Yeah, I missed the part where he was talking 50 million plus. That's nuts. There's nothing you can't do with that much money. Fuck off. It seems like most people with huge egos get rich. I know if I had 50 mil, I'd just get a mansion in the mountains and cash in on life and be done. Yeah. It's the people who chase that money. There's like a problem there. There's something else. Obviously, you've heard it time and time again in our stories and in our movies, you know. But it's just weird that you don't, that's not corrected a lot. You know, when you see somebody just their eyes light up with fucking greed, these salesmen just fucking selling bullshit just so they can make commissions. It's like, whew, you're really into that fucking money, man. Somebody should probably say something. It can't be good for you to, you know, to have 80% of your life's story be, well, I figured out a way to get money, a lot of it. It's that, you know, it all depends. I mean, it's not really very black and white, but I know when it is black and white, and that's when fucking Taylor Swift starts fucking bitching. You've made it. Hello?
Your call is being connected by...
All right. So, yeah, that's when it gets... And when they keep coming up with new ways to monetize the music, like, it's fine how it is. It's record companies not being as rich as they were in 1980. But it's like, yeah, everything changed. It's over. Move along. You just don't get to be rich forever because you like that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we all want that. But everything changed. You no longer make a physical item. It's no longer as unique. Everyone makes music at home. Everyone shares music. That's just how it is. It's a new thing now. It's done. Your industry's done. Figure out a way. And it's not like they're still making millions upon millions, just not as many millions. You see what I mean? So they're literally trying to turn it into this argument about art, but it's just about greed. It's just about, in 1980, I was making 500 million. Now I'm only making 90 million. This is fucking bullshit. 'Cause that's how corporations work. Corporations, if they're making $1 less, even if it's $1 billion profit, if it's $1 less than last year, that's a problem for them. Do you see how nutty that is? That's what I'm talking about. I have no problem with getting as rich as you want, but not when it's at a cost to the human people. You know, it's such a large scale. You know, when is it going to be enough? You know, just because you can. You know, it's like when a restaurant opens in Chicago and they charge $11.99 for a burger. Now all the places in the area that used to charge $6.99 for their burger at the restaurant, now they go, well, we'll charge $11.99 because I can. And it's like, whatever happened to maybe giving us a fucking break? Like, everyone just goes, I'm going to just charge as much as I can because I can. And all that does is make all of us have to work harder because everything's so much more expensive. You understand? Like, every lunch shouldn't be $16 for a shit lunch. Shouldn't be. Every day I have to pay $16 to eat just a kind of a mediocre fucking sandwich and some sides. You know, somebody, can we have some respect for maybe other things besides gain in money? You know, if you cared about other things in the world as much as they put their minds together to figure out how to make an extra dollar on top of the billions of dollars that they already make, maybe we could get some shit done around here and live happier lives. But this is what they're talking about that separation. You know, these rich people are living very nice lives, and people like us are living very shitty lives. You know, with a lot of problems. Like, I don't know if they know, but like, yeah, that's all nice that you made an extra 100 million this year. But, you know, like a lot of us, because you made that 100 million, we weren't able to like have enough money to go to a doctor per se. We didn't have enough money to maybe not have to work 2 jobs to have a life, to have a nice life, because you charged the most you could get away with. You know, no one really cares about that. And why should they? But then you wonder why everyone's kind of mad and pissed and sick. It's like, yeah, everyone's doing schemes. You know, everywhere you look, there's another one. Let's take a phone call. Most likely a crank. Hello, you're on the Crow.
Hello.
Okay. When they get that much money, they start obsessing about power. I don't think money turns anybody. I think the people who go out to collect all that money, they're starting from that position. You know, they've got a hole that they need to fill with that cash from day one, and they get there. They're motivated enough to get there. I don't think becoming rich turns you into that. Unless you have something to lose. It's like the guy who started Target, the store. Maybe he started with good intentions. But once you have 50,000 stores across the U.S., now you need to make sure you stay in business. And like millions of jobs depend on it. So now you will do anything to make profit, to pay off and keep everything afloat and still make money. So you've fucked yourself. You know, you've made it too big. You've watered it down too much. It's like when you go to McDonald's, that's been completely watered down and cheapened since its start. I feel like every year at McDonald's, they have an annual cheapening day at McDonald's that's supposed to be invisible, but I notice it. Every year, McDonald's removes one less onion from that fucking burger. So you slowly get used to its decline, but with their numbers, they're saving a shitload of money by taking that pickle and making it a little bit smaller. You know, by their numbers, they're saving a shitload of money by giving you 1 teaspoon less onions each time. And I believe they do that with the bread, with the meat, with the ketchup. I think when they put out a new product, like when they come out with a new item on their menu, they put all the money into it. And it's like good. And then once you get into it, they start that decline. And then eventually you're left with a sandwich that costs negative 40 cents. And you're still paying $1 for it. But, you know, that's what I think's going on. I don't know about you. Have you had a McDonald's like regular like burger? It's like you can't even eat it anymore. I tried one last month. Let's see if this is a real call. Hello?
Your call is...
Yeah, they're not getting through. Like, you understand? None of them are getting through. So if your idea is just to hear your call and then it goes away, if that's what you're trying to accomplish, then that's awesome. But other than that, I'm not going to stay on the line and entertain the whole thing. So, you know, it's really not doing anything. Yeah, okay. Whatever. So those are some of the thoughts that destroy my life during the day. I don't remember what my topic was. That Jay-Z Spotify thing threw me a bone. It's like, can you just fucking retire and be like, yeah, for you know what? I still like making music, but you could just grab it on my website. Thank you guys so much, man. I can't ask for anything more. Do that. Why can't one person ever do that? That's why I have a problem with it. It's like, I haven't heard one person ever do that. You know? I'm not asking for everybody. I can't expect that everybody would do that and give people a break, but nobody? Not one person just goes, you know what? Fuck it. I'm good. I just feel like I would do that. I definitely wouldn't promote things as much as I do, you know? All I want to do is to be able to do the show and not have to worry about shit. That's it. But I have to make money. Like I said, they set it up. Everything costs so fucking much, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And then, you're forced to almost sell yourself out to a job that steals from people in order to just provide for you and your family.